is just a box of letters and stuff that my daughter, sent to me while I was overseas.
Ever since Matthew Bleach was a young boy, he dreamt of becoming a soldier.
I wanted to serve my country.
In October 2006, Bleach enlisted with the Canadian Armed Forces as a medical technician, a frontline healthcare worker for the military.
When I went in for a career, I expected to have a 25, 30-year career.
In 2010, with a clean bill of health, he was deployed to Afghanistan for a 6-month tour. Days before that tour wrapped up, he suffered a grand mal seizure.
The last thing I remember is finishing my watch and sitting down to have breakfast, and the next thing I woke up was in the hospital in Kandahar City on our air base.
When Bleach returned to Canada, he was diagnosed with a one-off seizure, placed on employment restrictions and post-deployment leave by the Canadian Armed Forces. For nearly 2 years, he was stable and managed to fulfill his medic duties working in the clinic at CFB North Bay. But then, things started to change.
I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping. I was a very cranky person, very short-tempered. Not my usual self. So eventually I asked, and I went and got help. Given some time off, sent to see the social worker, sent to see a psychologist, sent down the border to see the psychiatrist, given some antidepressants, and that was pretty much the extent of it.
In the summer of 2012, Bleach relapsed while at work and was diagnosed with epilepsy. Then, more devastating news. He had PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder.
That was basically the end of my career right there.
Bleach was medically released under what the Department of National Defense calls a breach of universality of service, which means an employee must be fit for deployment anytime, anywhere.
I took my final move, and we moved here to Wanapitei, and my disability check started coming in, and that was it.
It was a major life adjustment he and his family were not ready for.
They always told us, don't worry, we'll take care of you. It's 75% of your salary. They forgot to tell us that they take 20% off for tax. So I go from bringing home 67% after tax to bringing home 55%.
Looking to improve his situation, Bleach contemplated going back to school, but there were roadblocks.
The education benefits weren't designed for people like me who already had post-secondary education.
Bleach is now a stay-at-home dad and spends time blogging on his website to raise awareness about veterans' issues. He's also training for the upcoming Invictus Games in September, a competition for injured and ill veterans created by Prince Harry. A chance for him to wear the maple leaf again.
Invictus journey has been a wonderful experience.
In the last federal election campaign, Justin Trudeau's Liberals appealed to aggrieved veterans with a promise to reinstate lifelong pensions and increase the value of compensation after an injury.
We have a timeline and a framework that we're going to be rolling out towards the end of the year, and I ask everyone to be patient because we want to get this right.
When we apply for benefits, it's deny, 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 deny. Oh, and then approve. So it's and no two cases are the same, but there's a problem within Veterans Affairs, and that's where, things need to be changed.
According to the Veterans Affairs Minister, things are changing. Minister Hare says strides are being made to help veterans transition to a post-military life.
I'm very proud of the fact that in our last budget, we have gotten a career transition package that will see us get our soldiers, sailors, and aviators an opportunity to go back to university after 6 years of service, allow them to get a university degree, or also go get other education opportunities.
Costing medications. Yep. Last summer, Bleach, along with other veterans and their families, attended a roundtable session in Sudbury. They discussed concerns about the lack of local resources for veterans. It was hosted by Sudbury MP Paul Lefebvre.
There is a challenge. There is definitely a challenge for access to mental health services.
Complicating things for veterans in the north, there is no full-service Veterans Affairs office in northeastern Ontario.
It's not easy, but again, having access to the Veterans Affairs office that can respond to them and direct them at the right time in a short time period. Again, what I've heard from the veterans as well is saying, yes, we may have access to services, but it's a year from now. We need it now.
While politicians work on fixing the loopholes within Veterans Affairs, Bleach is back in the pool, focusing on getting ready for the Invictus Games for what he calls a chance to inspire himself and his comrades. Sean Grech, CTV News, Sudbury.